All right. We've got one more topic, and then we'll take a lunch break for today. So I'll go right into our next one here. And our next topic for today is the badge of honor in being a recruiter. And this builds on really what I was just talking about, right? But I wanted to share with you guys just a couple of the recruiting philosophies, team building philosophies, and have you guys participate in some of this as we go over a quick overview. So this won't be the nuts and bolts of running an interview or how to specifically select someone, but more of the step back, vantage point, just some of the bigger philosophies on how we build a squad, how we think about building a team. So it could be a current team, right? A current office that's open. Hey, how do we expand our location and add people to the team? Or it could be, hey, a new branch or a new district opening in a new market. And what does that look like? So a few things. Number one is if you're sitting here and you're thinking, yeah, that's really nice, but it's not important to me, right? Or being a team builder or building a squad, it doesn't line up with what I want to do in the future necessarily. Why do you think being able to build a team, regardless of what you want to do in the future, being able to be a recruiter and attract a squad and build a squad, why is that such an important skill to have no matter what you want to do in the future? Elijah?
By understanding the process that the person recruiting is going through, thinking about, you can make yourself the exact person that they want to recruit.
That's a great point. So when you understand the process, right, of recruiting, it'll allow you to be better recruited, right? When you're interviewing for dream medical school, interviewing for law school, interviewing for, future job, is you kind of, the inner workings of how it all goes. So you can be better suited for that. That's a great point, Elijah. Good. Why else is being able to be a team builder an important quality to have, no matter what you want to do? Evan?
Companies, they just look for people who are really good recruiters when they're looking at people to hire, because they always want more people in their organization.
Absolutely. So one thing to know is that companies, teams, etc., they value team builders. The biggest challenge of every leadership book I've ever read, which I don't know the total, but well into the hundreds plus, right, is in almost every leadership book, the challenge of every leadership role is the same. Can you guess what one common challenge every leader has is what? It relates to the topic we're talking about.
Recruiting.
Yeah. The biggest challenge, points for Fernando. He gets lunch first.
Oh, awesome.
The biggest challenge that every leader has is attracting, retaining, and developing great people. Think about it. You could take it all the way back to sports teams, right? Well, what creates some of the best sports teams? Some of the best coaches are just the best recruiters. They're really good at finding, recruiting, and retaining the best talent out there. You get the best players in place, it makes you look really good as a coach, right? Now, hey, it takes some finesse to get the culture all working, right, and the team working together. But, hey, the hardest part is getting the best people on the bus, right? Hey, when you have great people, great things are going to happen. We talked about with Simon Sinek, right? We use the example of Apple. Hey, they get to pull from the same group of people as every other company. So why are they attracting such great talent that's so innovative, right? They're really good. Their why is so powerful. They're attracting and retaining some of the best talent in the field. You guys see that? So if that's the biggest challenge of any organization, nonprofit, right? Best hospitals, what makes a hospital great? Great what? Doctors. You got to be able to attract, retain, and develop the absolute best talent. That's what makes a great hospital. Of course, there's other elements, right? But if you have all the state-of-the-art facilities and you have all the best technology, but you got horrible doctors, your hospital isn't world-renowned. You with me? So you've got to know that going into it, that is every leader's, every organization, doesn't matter what it is, that's their biggest challenge. So if you can be part of the solution, do you see where you become more valuable? So being able to be a team builder, being able to be a recruiter, being able to be an empire builder, you automatically have a unique skill that separates you from other people. Anyone having a light bulb moment there, right? Can I get a psh? Here's also a core philosophy that I was always taught. Big armies beat little armies. Yeah, big armies beat little armies. Did anyone ever see the movie 300? No, it's like kind of older now, right? Yeah? Anyone? Raising your hand? Okay. They still lost.
Wow.
Cool movie. So bought into the big armies. Beat little armies. So when you're good at building a squad, ideally of good, talented people, right? It's hard to beat 100 really good people, even against 20 really good people, right? It's tricky to do. So being able to do both, right? Attracting great talent and also being able to attract a big team of people. Having a big team is also just more fun. There's more energy. There's more craziness. There's more chaos, right? There's more opportunity for culture and connections and all those sort of things. Trust me, I've run a 2-person team meeting before. That was my very first team meeting. 2 people, right? And I was just as fired up as I was today for opening comments, right? I'm like, here is what we're building. Me, you, and you. We got this, right? I was still excited. But it's just easier, right, to create culture when there's more people. I come from a small family. And so growing up, I always wanted to have a big family, right? Because when you have a small family, and like my husband always laughs, like when my family comes over, well, first of all, everyone shows up like immediately on time or a few minutes early, which is just differences. And then like they kind of just like hang out, like they kind of like just, like catch up. It's kind of like quiet, subdued would maybe be the word I'd use, right? And it's nice. We have a nice time, right? Well, then, like, we have my family over, and then we have my husband's family over, and he's the baby of 6. We have, like, 17, nieces and nephews. It's like, it's crazy, right? And they show up, and it's like, you don't even have to plan, like, what you're going to do. It's just going to organically happen that there's going to be card games. There's going to be people taking shots in the kitchen, right? Courtney and Colin have been to, like, my family events. It's like, there's going to, it's just, all accurate. Like, it's just going to be fun, right? Like, no matter what, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. We know we're going to have a freaking good time, right? Like, bigger families beat little families. Like, it's just more fun. So here's one of the core philosophies. One of our core philosophy is that we want to attract really great people onto our team. Hey, they align with the values we talked about. They're people that can help with this mission. At the same time, we want our teams to be inclusive at the same time. And here's why that's part of our philosophy. One is we have a world-class product, the best of its type anywhere in the world. So if the product is really good, we can teach anyone how to sell Cutco. If your product's that good, And our programs are world class. The training manual's been time tested. We know it works, right? We've done it billions of times. So if you've got the best product of its type, we've got a program that we know works, the philosophy is we can teach anyone to sell Cutco. And what if this is the opportunity that ends up being life-changing for them? Hey, this is the thing where, hey, they're believed in, maybe for the first time. And this sets up what's next for them. What if this is the place where they just need to polish a few things, right? Work on a couple skills that allow them to excel in whatever's next for them? What if this is the spot that financially allows them to go to college and be the first person in their family to graduate? That's exciting, right? So our philosophy is the product is so good, the programs are world class, we can teach anyone how to sell Cutco. And so it's the balance of we're attracting really great talent, of the best people in our markets, and we also are giving some people a chance that this could be life-changing. You guys get that whole deal? So it's not just, hey, we want the people, everyone that's good right now. We want them. And we want the people that we can teach and work with and develop. That combination of the two. Is this making sense? So how do you build the team, right? Well, an average college recruiter would just take the applications that come in, right? An average college coach would say, oh, here are the players that applied, right? Hey, here are the people that sent their tape. This is, I guess you upload it online now, right? Whatever. But, hey, here are the ones we've got. The best, Kai Jackie! Yay! Her flight got delayed. We're so glad you made it.
Thank you.
All the way from University of Michigan. Yay! So, just for this, and then I'm just but an average college recruiter is just going to take whoever they get applying, right? The best in the class, they're going to go out and find the students they want. It means they're going to be showing up at the summer camps, right, where no one else is, to see who's next. They're the people that are going to high schools, even when players are like in their freshman, sophomore year, and they're watching like who's got the talent like 2 years from now, right? That you can see connecting with. And so same in our business is, God bless you, the average team builders, they take whoever applies, right? Whoever applies for Vector on, online or on Craigslist or on the web or whatever. But the best team builders, the people that build the best squad, the most epic teams, they go out and find the people that they want. And so let me show you what this all looks like when you put it together. This here is called our recruiting funnel, right? This is called the recruiting funnel. This is the process, right, and what this looks like as we start recruiting. The first spot is the biggest part of the funnel. You'll notice at the top is our goal is to put a bunch of touches in there. And those are interests for the job, right? Those are people applying. Those are applications. So that's the first place to start. From there, we take all the people that are interested. They've applied online. They've expressed interest, etc. We've reached out to them, right, in some cases, right, as we're getting the best people. And the second spot is to reach them. So if they applied online, is getting in contact with them to talk about scheduling an interview. We could reach them via text. We could reach them via phone call, right? Those are the two most popular ways. The third step is to actually schedule the interview. Lock in a time. We can now interview people remotely, right? Like doing a phone interview. Or interview people live in an office. Number 4 is that they show to the interview. That means either the phone, right, the time that you've scheduled, or the live option. Who could tell me what's KEP percentage? What's your KEP for the interview? What does that mean? What does that mean if they're KEP for the interview? Paul, you want to give it a shot?
How many people show up for training?
Even before that. So they showed up for the interview. I like they gave a shot, though. Showed for the interview. What's KEPT mean, John?
You keep them for the second portion of the interview.
Cool. So it means, hey, I pre-screened them for a couple minutes, and I decided to keep them, right, for the interview. Next is you get to the final part of the interview, and you decide to accept them for the job, right? Or schedule them for training, and you set them for training. Once they're set for training, the next step of the funnel is that they show to training for their very first day. And you guys know, just like I do, doesn't matter what you're doing. You could have a trip to the Bahamas. You're not going to have 100% of the people show. You can have some people miss their flight. You're going to have some people forget their passport. You could be throwing the most epic party, right? And they confirm that they're coming, and hey, they get sick last minute, right? Like, I mean, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's normal that you're not going to have like 100, right? Next is 10. Launch from training. Launch from training. So launch from training means, hey, they complete the training program. You launch them out of Cutco training with their sample set to do their first deployments. I even put in here, hey, next step is they're showing to advanced training and their first team meeting. Completing their fast start, their first 10 days. And they're really an official team member at that point, right? They've gone through the process of their initial training, advanced training, team meeting, first 10 days, and now they've got through the fundamental parts of the job of working here. So let's start at the top for just a second here. And I want to spend a minute. I want you to work with the two people sitting next to you. So you're going to kind of huddle up in groups of 3 here for a second. And what I want you to brainstorm is when you think about generating touches, when you think about advertising, we talked about, hey, the 5 things you need to know to be trained, right? Funded and trained. Of the 5 parts, some of the advertising. I want you to make a list of what are some of the ways that you could get the word out about the job, that you could generate applicants, that you could have people applying for the position. I want you to generate a list, you and the 2 other people that you're working with. I want you to take a couple minutes to really brainstorm as many ways as you can. So some of the ways you might already know, because it's how you heard about the job, right? Some of the ways are ways that maybe you've seen out in your office, right, and you know about. Great, jot those down. Some might be ones you've never seen us do before, but they could be options of, hey, if I'm an assistant manager, this would be one of the ideas I would bring. If I'm a branch manager or district manager, this would be one of the ways that I'd advertise for the position. I want you guys to work on a comprehensive list of, hey, what are some of the ways that you could get the word out, right? Hey, my goal is to change the community this summer. My goal is to be a world changer, life changer. Where do you start with having people hear about it? You guys ready? On your mark, get set, and go. Teams of 3. I want you guys to take a couple minutes to brainstorm together.
What do you mean?
So if I know that, let's say